Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in this second media training session out of 3 training media sessions that will continue tomorrow at the same time, noon Jamaican time. And today we are going to talk about the media role of the media saving lives. I just want to remind everyone that is following us and following this session that you may be able to do questions through the Q&A sessions, and we will have a presentation, and after the presentation we will be asking the questions to the expert that we have with us today. Today we have with us Mr. Carlton Pickering. He is an experienced media communicator with 35 years experience. He is originally from Guyana, but he moved to the Anquilla, and then he founded Castien, a small TV channel. Well, not so small because it's the main channel of the island. It's also a public channel. And he's going to tell us about his experience when Hurricane Irma hit the station, and how they did to survive, to rebuild the station. What was the role of his station in saving lives and helping other people in the community to get the right information? Also, his experience while running this channel that is been celebrating his 25 years. So it's been around for a long time. Thank you, Mr. Pickering, for joining us today, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Patricia, and it's a privilege that I have to share with you today. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, what we are doing today is a presentation on just the role of the media in saving lives. And first of all, I want to say good afternoon to my colleagues in the Caribbean, Latin America, and the international community. And I want to thank those who are the organizers for the opportunity to share my little knowledge here in Anquilla as we reside here. You will notice that I put up on the screen there introduction background of KCN. KCN is a small television station here in Anquilla. I say small because we operate with those who are volunteers. We do not have a permanent staff. And we have been doing this for the last 25 years. We have been doing this for the last 25 years. And we were able to build a community around us here in Anquilla. And not only a community we built, but we have built the trust and the confidence in us, in the things that we have presented to the public, and especially when it comes to disaster, crisis, and other issues within the community. As a matter of fact, KCN was established after Louis, one of the major hurricanes that hit the island in 1995. We commenced our programming here in 1st of October 1996. That means we are 25 years dealing in this situation. And with that going on, we established, and you will see from our vision and our mission statement, is to create and establish a production center, center capable of producing, sustaining, and meeting the needs of Anquilla and the Caribbean continual development and way of life. And then our mission statement, KCN Communication Network, KCN, is in the multimedia business, creating, gathering, coordinating, documenting, and disseminating credible information for the development and sustaining of Caribbean spiritual, cultural, political, social, and economic identity through television, video production, radio, print, web, and new media. So that is what we have established. And you might ask the question, why we KCN survived all the major hurricanes, disaster, and crises that have hit Anguilla. And you know them. The last one was Irma, Category 5, and we were able to rebound from that, from a small television station and with volunteer staff. But first of all, we have established from 1996, we were prepared. We had a plan and we had preparedness, in-house preparedness. We had how to respond. We were able to have that plan and procedure, how we respond, and then recovery. Not only recovery for the community, but recovery of ourselves. We need to have been to have recovered first. If we're going to help people, first of all, we have to help ourselves, and we must be in the place that we are able to be strong so that we can help others. And I always follow the example of when you board an aeroplane. The first of all, the stewardess tell you that if in an emergency, the first thing you do is to take care of yourself. See that you are well off first before you can assist others. And that is our mantra going forward with KCN. And we were able to rebuild each time on the foundation laid out in our vision, our mission, and informed and adapted policies as the situation warrants. That is how we were able to stay strong. Now you're going to ask what the role of the media in saving lives. As communicators, the media play a critical role in providing credible information to the public. And if we are not presenting credible information to the public, well, then we will be giving them the position not to take positive action, but to create mayhem and chaos. And that is one of the things that, as a media house, we should not facilitate. We should not go into that area. We should be able to give credible information where there can be positive action being taken in any crisis or in any emergency or in any disaster. Our information must be credible that people, the populace, those who have listened to us, especially those who are most vulnerable in our community, we need to get the right information to them so that they can adequately prepare themselves for any thing that is happening, right? We must be able to influence, and the media has that power to influence people and society. So we must take our responsibility very, very serious. The media role is critical in helping to manage situations such as disaster. And then the role of the media in saving life. I ventured out into asking 3 persons or more than 3 persons in our community, but I was able to get the response of 3 of them. And first of all, the first one said the media can provide information during crisis, disaster, like hurricanes, earthquake, floods, etc. Also, media provides open communication for discussion on issues affecting the population. It delivers news about crime, hence necessary precaution can be taken. Update information can be obtained. And you see, this is coming from the public. This is why I asked them how they see the media, because how they see the media is very critical and important, because how the public view you, that is important. The second person said the media is very important in keeping us aware and updated with what's happening locally, regionally, and internationally. I see the media saving lives because it keeps you updated and aware. For example, the media gives information on disasters. Therefore, this allows you to take the necessary steps to be prepared in order to save your life and the lives of others. Very good comment that we have given. And then the last one, this is coming from another resident here. Transmission of this information can truly mean the difference between life and death. Getting the correct information out in a timely manner can save lives. The information properly structured can also impact the thoughts and the decision-making process of individuals. For example, if the news report goes out that hurricane is looming and could affect your island, people will almost instinctively heed the warning and secure themselves and their property. The media role in saving lives is beyond question. Many disasters and other human perils have been averted because of the timely and accurate information provided by the media. So you see, colleagues and friends, the media, we play a very critical role. The public outreach and education is critical role of risk reduction. And as such, the media should recognize the threats we face and use the mechanisms there in place to help reduce the risks from them. Media houses should have a part of their have this as a part of their archive, and this is what we at KCN this is a part of our archives, and every staff member should know about and participate in the department the Department of the Management Training Program. I don't know about other stations, but the persons who are volunteer staff with KCN takes part with any necessary training that is going on the island here, where disaster or any critical issue that the general public need to know and get the information and participating. Our staff participating in it. I, as the chief executive officer of this company, participate. We document it, we keep it so that it can be a part of our daily programming that we send out as PSAs, as public education dealing with disasters or other issues. Public education with credible information is key, and we should always remember this. The country national emergency plan, major incident plan, national disaster plan, relief distribution plan, and the tsunami protocol, etc., should be a part of the program that is within that television station in your archive, so that your newsroom and those who are dealing with other programs of giving information to the business community, we can take out and the business continuum plan, because there's a national business continuum plan developed here in Anquilla. So we can share it with the business community so that the business community can be aware when a disaster hit, how they can participate, how they can make themselves ready. National plan should be based on the premise that disaster risk management is the responsibility of public, private, civil society, and civil society participating in a multi-sector and in the interdisciplinary manner. There should be a clear understanding of roles and authorities across all stakeholders. And this is very important. The media should know their role. The business community should know their role. The government, who is the leader in this part, know their role, and they give out various instructions. So we must be able to know our role and follow the part that we should be responsible for. And as media, we are responsible for giving credible information. That is very important. We cannot trivialize the information that we are giving to the public, because that can cause chaos, it can cause mayhem, it can cause disaster to escalate. So our part is very, very critical, okay? Of course, it is essential that resources are provided as necessary to deliver and maintain the desired end. Be mindful of protection of your personal data and develop ethical norms and standards for data sharing. And this is also is critical as a media house. The data that we store and we have is very critical, and we should safeguard that. We should have it safeguard very important, because when we need to have that, we need to have it safeguard from not getting destroyed, because after the storm or the disaster pass, we might be able to give the data back and to share with the community what information we have. So being aware of these, our countries are in storm-prone areas, and particularly the wider Caribbean region. And as such, it means that we must be even more vigilant. Although we have built back better, what is equally and important is to ensure that we have our families' disaster plans developed, business continuity plan tested, and our emergency kit equipped. Take some time to finalize all your plans as an individual, as a family, and as a business. Being aware of these is a way of saving lives. And we have been able to sustain ourselves for the last 25 years because we were prepared, and we were able to respond, and we were able to be there to help the community. And you will notice the media, we get a lot of accolades for this because we were there to document and to be able to also send out critical information that the community was able to benefit from. And this is the team. I just thought, because we are celebrating 25 years here in Anquilla last month, October, and this is our team, that is there. We have one young lady that played, who is the face of KCN, and she has been with us for the last 25 years. She has started with the 15 and 20 minutes program, and she's there with us at this critical moment. She's there for 25 years. And and here is some two news items that by the local Anguillan press and by the St. Martin newspaper, the Herald. And I want to play for you something that Mr. Cardigan Connor said concerning this. Sometimes is when we have to share from another thing. Okay, maybe you will get that later, but he was giving some compliments to KCN today and how he was able to benefit as one of the hosts of our programs. He was able to glean from our experience here, because he was the one-time parliamentary secretary responsible for tourism, and in his work, he was able to use his experience with KCN in delivering other things to the community. Okay, so thank you very much. That is all that we have to share on from KCN here in the role of the media in saving lives. Thank you, and over to you, Patricia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pickering. It was a very interesting presentation, and you raised very important questions. I would like to ask you, you mentioned the importance of giving fact-check information. So be very, very careful with the facts when a disaster strikes. Which ones are your sources? How do you get the information when the Hurricane Irma struck you and hit you? How you reacted?
We use information that comes from the Government Information Service and also from the International Hurricane Station, that they might be giving out some information that is pertinent, that we get those information. And those are the information that we give to people. Because I could remember one instance when we were just having a tropical storm here, and some other station gave out, that is just going to be a light storm, but we were able to tell the person that, listen, a tropical storm is as dangerous as a hurricane coming, so be prepared. But one individual were able, during that same time when we were tuned into them, they were saying, but how the one radio station tell us that this thing is going to be live, and now this thing is on heavy upon us, and how the thing was behaving, so credible information and from a reliable source is very important when we are giving our information. And we must fact check. We must fact check our information. It's good that we can see something in new media, on the social media and these things, but we must fact check it to see if that is correct before we can spread it out. Because sometimes, as I am saying again, wrong information can cause mayhem and chaos.
Exactly. I mean, you raised a really important point there. Like it's key for people to be aware of what's going on. So you have a close relation with governmental sources and with the international resources. It's something that you use on your daily basis. It's something that you are very familiar with.
Yes, we are associated with the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. As a matter of fact, we are a member of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and other international organizations. So we are able to fact check if we get a story, we fact check it. We ensure that that is correct so that we can give to our audience correct information. And many a times we get back the response that people were able to depend upon the information that we give. And if we don't, if something is coming, we're not too sure, we don't give it out. We just say, we are just giving you this, but we are not sure how credible this is.
Exactly, because I mean, there's always a risk of speculation when something like that happens, because we all get scared, and it's very easy to get into what I heard from someone else or what I read on social media. And I think it's very important in that point to be a calm mind and just say what is true and what is real and what has been approved by government. And if you have another information, just make sure that you are saying this has not been confirmed. And this is a very, very important point. How many times have you been hit for a disaster in your 25-year story?
All the major hurricanes that passes, several of them: Hurricane Lois, Marlon, Lenny, Gonzales, and I can't name them off my head, but those are. And the last one that hit us was Hurricane Irma, Category 5, and that was devastating because we have lost some buildings for schools, our health clinics, and some homes. And even though they were concrete homes, some of them, we had two at least living just in the same area that I am present here now that fell, that were destroyed with Irma. And that was so sad. But we have passed through, and how we were able to manage that, even though that the television station might be off, we were able to use our phone and connected, and the management of the television station were able, because they had standby equipment, that we were able to take whatever we have with them and able to cooperate and coordinate with them to still send out incredible information to the public.
Wow, that's really impressive. So even when the hurricane hit the facilities, Caycien's facilities, you were able to send information from somewhere else using mobile phone.
Yes, using our mobile phone and various things. Our computer, just go and hook up, and because they had the generator and some people had the solar power station, and it is good that station have these things, these standby equipment, because when these disaster or things like this come, we must able to be prepared to be there so that we can send out information, critical information to people.
So, Mr. Pickering, do you have a checklist for when a disaster hits? Do you have checklist of everything? Who you have to contact, and I mean, how do you? What is on your checklist that you would recommend our listeners and our journalists and the media that are following this event to have on their checklist for sure, so that they can be ready Because I mean, the thing is with disasters is that we all think that they happen to someone else, but that can hit us, and it can hit even the newsroom. So it's very important to have this on mind and have a checklist of what you are going to do if this happens.
Well, the National Disaster House that we have here, the commission that we have here that runs that, they give us all the connection that we will have, from the police to the rescue people, those who are going to be rescuing, to those who are going to be performing other duties like keeping people safe, the community, those outside there. How you respond, the national response plan, they give you that, and the person or persons who you can contact. So even though you might be in one place here, you can send out that information to people that they would know where to go to get or to make contact if they have any challenge or problem with them. But we have it out, and this is why I'm saying that the stations should have, like the media should arm themselves with the National Emergency Plan, the Major Incident Plan, National Disaster Plan, National Response Plan, Relief Distribution Plan, and the Tsunami Protocol. We must have these things so in-house, because if we cannot get out, we must be able to send them information out. That is, I cannot overstress that to media houses, because the last time when Homer hit here, we were not able to get out, but because we were connected to the television and they had a generator, we were able to just slip piece of our equipment to them, and we were able to carry information through mobile.
And was internet working fine?
Yes. The internet was working fine. Flow and Digicel, they did a good job in having, able to set up that and have that working for people. As a matter of fact, when they eased down that, people used to gather around where the headquarters were, from early morning to late evening to get the internet service. It was open that people can get it. And then you have some others who take it to communities and so forth.
And do you have a plan if phones are not working?
If phones are not working, if the phones are not working, I think we have.
This could happen as well.
Yes,
the worst case scenario.
The thing is that we sometimes have 3 and 4 plans, and we have other connection like talk radio, the ham radio, ham radio that they use, the ham radio. Well, we are in connecting with ham radio also. We have Mr. Keithstone Graves, who's the president of that. And so we keep connecting with them so that even though you might not have a phone, you can get a ham radio to be a part of it. And it's a good thing if television station can, buy into the ham radio people so that they can be very connected.
Okay, Agustina Carra, one of our media colleagues, asked how the government communicates with you with the information. I mean, in which way do you receive the information when a disaster happens? By phone, by email? I'm not sure.
We get it by phone. We get it by email. We get it by press releases come out to us. We have a close association with the government here, because actually the government depend upon us to take the information out to the media, both the newspapers and the radio stations that we have here, with this one channel that we have here. And I'm trying to let the government now establish their own channel, because KCN have been there for the 25 years. So we said that they should establish their own channel. But we have a close relationship with them. And so as soon as things happen, we either get a phone call or we get an email coming to us concerning whatever is there is happening. Even from the police.
You are a public service as well.
Yes, we give up. Yes, you can actually say we are a public service here in Anquilla.
Okay, and my last question, and that's personal. Do you have your colleagues or the volunteers from the channel contact list printed in case something happens?
Yes. We have a contact
Because I
list.
mean, we all rely
Yeah.
on phones, and sometimes
Yes.
phones don't work,
Right.
or you know, and you
We
need.
what I'm having going forward, and I'm glad that you asked that question, because actually we decide now to go fully digital. Our channel go fully digital with everything, and what we are trying to do in the future that we have put into our budget going forward is that we are trying to have the various equipment that our volunteers can have on them personal, so they don't have to really come into any place, but they can be at their home, and we can work from their home with any situation.
Oh, that's
So
great.
now we are doing that.
Mr. Pickett, I think KCN is the best example we can find about a media that is really prepared for when a disaster happens, because I mean you have all possible backup plans. So
Yeah.
it's been
Yes, Patricia, but look out for, I think if I can, I have your email. Look out for my book that will be published sometime next year, The Story of KCN, because you're going to see that we have the plan, we have everything, and that is why no disaster, no issue, even financial fall out here on the island, we were able still to sustain ourselves.
Yes, it's an amazing example. I think is something that we all have to learn from. So thank you very much, Mr. Pickering, for being with us today. It's been a really interesting talk, and we learn many. I learned many things from your experience. So I really, really appreciate that you share it with us. And I would like to remind to everyone that the media trainings continue tomorrow, and tomorrow we will look at the COVID-19 pandemics and the lessons to be learned from there. And we will have two different speakers that will join us to tell us about the economic impact of COVID in the Caribbean, of the economic impact of the disasters in the Caribbean, and also about the COVID pandemic, how we journalists could improve our coverage of disasters and of a pandemic specifically. And we welcome everyone to join us tomorrow in the next the last training session in this seventh regional platform for disaster risk reduction in the Americas and the Caribbean. We also welcome them to join any of the sessions that will continue today. There are very interesting topics going on during the day, and this is a really great opportunity to learn from the best people doing DRR issues in the region, and learn the latest research and state of the art on DRR issues. So take this opportunity to learn about these very interesting topics
Learn
that
from the
we know.
people that are in the trenches, who are there in the
Exactly,
trenches. That's the
exactly. We
best
have the
experience.
best
Yeah.
people here in this event, so it's a great opportunity for you to learn more about this. And thank you very much for being with us today, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you. And to all
Bye.
my colleagues, thank you.
Thank you.